Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Imagineers Disney Podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and I'm joined by Susie. Hey Susie.
Hey Matt, sounding a little under the weather. Everything all right?
Actually, I sound a whole lot better than I did probably 3 days ago. Got a little head
Aw.
cold, but things are getting a little bit better. A little slight cough, which you will not hear because I will edit them out. Ha ha ha.
Because we're perfect. Because
Exactly.
the whole show is definitely straight through every time. No
Yeah.
rabbit trails, no
Yeah.
coughs. We're just that good. I'm really excited about tonight's show. Really pumped to
Me too. Yeah,
be
it's
going down
fun.
our list.
I think it is an important thing that people look for
Mm-hmm.
in their vacations, especially if you have kids. Sometimes, maybe. It applies to adults too.
It applies to adults, and I guess depending on which things we're going to mention on our list may range kids' interests, and some might be a little intimidating, I guess, maybe even to adults.
So I'm sure you're wondering, what in the world are we talking about? Well, we are actually going to talk about character meets at Walt Disney World, and kind of like our favorite ones, some of the highlights, the ones that we like to do personally, which ones we think that are the best. So we'll do our list. So I have created my list of 5, and Susie has created a list of 5. We have not discussed this with each other. So
Live reaction from the Imagineers podcast.
yes, so we don't know what each other's 5 are, and we're just gonna see what happens. If we have any overlap, we'll address that. But okay, well, without further ado, Susie, give me your first one.
All right, so I have, like Matt said, I have 5 PS5. I'm not doing my 5 in any particular order. And I also chose mine based off of just overall unique experience with that character. Not necessarily my favorite characters overall. So that might explain a little bit of why you're hearing some things that might not be like, oh, that's not like maybe the typical character you would want to put first on your list. But these
So,
are ones you definitely need to see.
So Mickey Mouse is probably not on your list,
I don't have Mickey on
You know,
my
I don't
list,
either,
which seems
which
kind
feels-
of like
which feels bad, but I mean,
against the whole point. But I mean, there's Mickey's at each park, and I don't know. I just wanted to pick more unique experiences.
yeah, me
with the
too. But
characters.
yes, please go see Mickey.
Go see Mickey.
Go
They're
see
great.
the head cheese.
And Minnie. He's
he's
with
cool.
Minnie a couple places. So. All right, cool. So my first one, we'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone listening, and I definitely am not going to fool Matt with it. But the first one on my list is Kylo Ren at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, I would have probably put that one on my list, and of course I knew that you were going to do that one, so
Yeah.
I took it off. So
Shocker. Couple things about Kylo Ren. I would say his encounter has definitely evolved over the last few years. So he's in his full mask, hood, everything, kind of like the Force Awakens version of Kylo Ren. And it's not as, personal as like if you're meeting a princess where they can talk to you and tailor every like little word they say based on what you're saying. He's kind of got, like a soundboard essentially of different things that he says, lines from the movies. But my interactions with Kylo Ren have gotten a lot better over the years. I don't know if they're adding phrases. I think they are.
yeah, it's getting
He's saying
better.
more things. He's getting more. I guess it really also depends on the cast member that you meet with. But my last few
You mean
interactions.
it's not actually Adam Driver?
Listen, if it were Adam Driver, I would be one of 2 places. One, I would be his wife by now, but Adam Driver's married, so that one doesn't seem likely. Or number 2, I'd be in jail for just freaking out. I don't know. Wow, let's just keep going. Kylo Ren. So my last few interactions with Kylo Ren have been really, really good. Just a great experience. Your kids might be a little intimidated because he, dark side, and he thinks he's all that, and he's trying to recruit you to the dark side to join the First Order. If you're like me, it's a no-brainer. Sign me up, top of the list, front of the line. Your kids, if they're Star Wars fans, are definitely gonna, try not to join the dark side and follow him. So he's a fun character to see. Last time I went, I have a t-shirt that says "Okay, but Adam Driver" though, and my friend has a matching one just because he's a great actor, and obviously we love him as Kylo Ren. And the cast member in Kylo Ren, like he looked at us, shook his head, and walked to the other side of the room. Like it was that's the first time I really saw him like interact directly more with something that we had. So overall, Kylo Ren is fun. You gotta check him out. Weirdly, I guess it depends on when you go, everything, but the last few times I've been, his line has not been very long. Chewbacca tends to be significantly longer, BB-8 as well. So you may be able to get one or two.
Yeah, I think you can do those pretty quick. And yeah, I mean, when they first came to that area over at Launch Pay, the lines were real long.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You can. I mean, I've seen them as low as 10 minutes.
Same.
Yeah. So.
Practically walking in there sometimes. So definitely check him out. Star Wars fans of all ages and all spectrums on the light side, dark side, because you'll really enjoy seeing him.
For sure.
For sure. All right, Matt. I don't know who you're gonna pick.
Well, like you, I did not put mine in any particular order. So I think I am going to start with. And I tried, when going through these, I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do some that are event specific, maybe even restaurant specific, park specific,
I see you.
Time of year specific.
You're all over the place.
Oh yeah, I'm all over the place. So I think I am going to start with a pair of characters that you can meet at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, since that is going on right now. And that is going to be Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Awesome.
It is the only time of year that you can actually see them in the park. Jack usually shows up for the Christmas party, but Jack and Sally together are only for the Halloween party. It's really popular. I cannot understate that, because usually the wait time during the party is like 2 hours. It's insane. But they're unique characters. They're not typical Disney characters.
It's definitely got a cult following.
And out in Disneyland for the Haunted Mansion, during this time of year, they actually have a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay in the Haunted Mansion.
Ooh.
So
lucky them.
Yeah, I wish we had that, but we have the character meet.
I would rather have I love character meets. I think I would definitely rather have that than the overlay.
I wish we would just do cool stuff like Disneyland with the overlays, like the Star Wars Space Mountain. Yeah.
I mean, we get a lot of other cool things though that they don't.
Such as?
I was gonna say the next on my list, but I don't know if you're done with Jack and Sally.
I think I'm done with Jack and Sally.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
Good choice.
Go into your next one.
Unique experience. My next one, I'm gonna go with some more characters or motley crew of people at Hollywood Studios. Maybe not the typical character meet and greet standard wait in a line, but I'm gonna say the Citizens of Hollywood.
Ooh, wow, that is a really good one.
Thank you.
I applaud your decision.
I've got people from restaurants and different times of the year, and I'm like, okay, nice variety, but I wanted to shake things up a little bit. Just because I wanted to go with unique experiences, and you are never going to forget an experience that you have with a cast member that's part of the Citizens of Hollywood in Hollywood Studios, up and down that really, I guess the first entire front of the park, because I've seen them down several.
Yep, they're at the front.
Roads and
mostly down Sunset, though.
Yeah. They do little shows, little games. I love the learning to drive the car. So just a bunch of different people who are dressed up. If you haven't experienced this before, dressed up in like golden age of Hollywood style clothes, 20s, 30s, over the top acting. They get the crowd involved in different things. There's, what's the little game where it's like find the card, like, you've got like the Queen of Hearts or whatever, and the guy's moving his cards around and what's that? Does that even game have a name?
I mean, the shell game.
Is that what it's called? I don't know.
Shell game has shells. Imagine that.
The card game has cards.
I don't know.
Whatever it's called. So they're just kind of running around, people trying to make it in Hollywood. Then you have some people who are like quote unquote famous Hollywood stars, all up and down the boulevard. So just a really cool experience, and you never know when you might see one. And each interaction with them is different. So definitely on my list of people you've got to see.
Yeah, I love them as well. The dating game is probably one of my favorite things that they do. I know that they had a lot of their hours reduced, and there's a rumor that it may even be more so. So I just hope that's not true, because I strongly believe that they are a huge part of the ambiance of Hollywood studios. It just fits.
And the off-the-cuff interactions with guests.
Oh, they're incredible improv.
Yeah, these are without a doubt to a level of, like, I would say professionally trained actors, essentially, and comedians. They're just physical comedy too. I hope they don't go away. I love seeing them every time I go to Hollywood studios.
Speaking of somewhat comedic performances, my next pair, once again, it's a pair. This one is at a dining establishment. We actually talked about them recently. 1900 Park Fare.
Okay. Oh, what a good one. It's not on my list. Dang it.
Yep. Anastasia and Drusilla.
Evil stepsisters.
The evil stepsisters from Cinderella. That greet you at your table for dinner at 1900 Park Fare over at the Grand Floridian. Occasionally, they'll be in the Magic Kingdom. I know they're around for, once again, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They make an appearance. And so I think it just kind of depends on the day whether or not they're in Magic Kingdom. But they will always be at 1900 every time you visit there for dinner. Just a really kind of comedic like interaction usually. They're really good at just kind of playing with people, especially with like kids.
They're so sassy. I love it. I love because Disney has such an iconic brand and everything's magical and it's great, but I love that they kind of break that and they're kind of rude in a way. I think it's so funny. And
like if there's a guy at the table and they're interacting with the guy, they'll like fight over him and stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's a cool experience, and it's why it made my top 5. So
good choice. Let's see, where do I want to go next on my list? I guess I'll kind of continue with, because the stepsisters can also be seen, on occasion in Magic Kingdom, but someone who is always at Magic Kingdom that I appreciate and love to go see and don't get over there every time.
Oh no, I think you're going to take one of mine.
Oh no, is it? Am I? Merida?
Okay, never mind. Keep going.
Oh, no, okay.
Nope.
Mine's Merida.
Okay.
I really like seeing Merida for several reasons. Number one, I love Brave. It's such a great movie. I think sometimes it's a little underrated, not as appreciated as it could be. I also like this experience because the cast member has to have an accent, and it's a tricky accent. It's a Scottish accent. I'm not even going to kind of try to imitate that. I have some Scottish in my blood technically, but not even a chance I'm going to try a Merida accent. The cast members just always do such a good job with it. And I think that just goes back to, the training and the attention to detail that Disney puts in their character meet and greets. Obviously, accent is a big detail. It really, makes you think that you're talking to that character. They just always do such a good job. She is over if you are looking at the castle from Main Street. looking at it with the train station behind you, she is in a little area to the right of the castle, between the castle and Cosmic Rays. She's got her own little area over there with some other like Brave inspired paraphernalia, I guess, inside. It's cute. You might miss it if you don't know what's going on. She's not there constantly throughout the day, so look for those times. Otherwise, her line can get long when she is out there, so plan accordingly.
Yeah, she's an interesting one as far as location, and because she's a hard one to place.
Mm-hmm.
She's just kind of like shoehorned in.
She's just there. Yeah, it's a nice little alcove that, like I said, if you don't know what's going on, you'll have no idea that that's a meet and greet.
Yeah, solid choice. So
thank you. I tried.
I'm also going to stay in the Magic Kingdom for my next two, actually.
Oh no.
So I'm going to start with this one first. I'm going to go with Gaston.
No! You stole it. Well, not really, because it was already on my list.
Well, I think that just goes to show that it's that good. Yeah.
Meet and greet Gaston is.
He's over there next to Gaston's Tavern, back in the New Fantasyland area. He's just kind of a funny guy, you know. He really interacts well with guests, and you know, there are so many. I feel like with this character, there's so many social media like videos of people's interactions with him.
Yeah.
It's you know, he's become just so popular to go see, and you know, he's arrogant, and you know, he's a pretty built guy, but you know, he has the fake muscles.
Yeah.
But
it's so funny to see like a group of girls go over and meet Gaston and like pretend flirt with him, and you know, he does his muscles and his different poses. Kind of you see him like kind of challenge like a guy. He's like to see like who's stronger.
Well, and I know there's like one video of him. It was like he was doing push-ups, and then he did like a one-arm push-up. I'm like, oh, okay.
So the dude in there is actually probably jacked, because you got to lift up that extra padding that Gaston's got going on in his upper muscles things.
Biceps, triceps. Yes.
All the seps. I think he's gonna outgrow his alcove pretty soon. They may have to find a new space for him because he's gotten so popular.
Yeah, it really has. So I don't know. Time will tell, but yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Just to observe, like, you know, it's cool taking your picture with them, but that's also a fun one just to kind of observe other people's interactions with them. So yeah.
Yeah. Good choice. I did see one of my favorite times that I personally saw. A guy was standing in line to get his picture, and the guy also had a ponytail, and someone pointed out, he's like, "That's a ponytail. I have a stallion's tail." It's like, what? Because like horses.
Yes. So.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Who you got next?
You got one on my list.
Sorry.
Okay, next one on my list. We're gonna hop over to Epcot, and we're gonna take a flight, whether by airplane or by umbrella, to the UK.
I was like, wait, flight? What? Hold on.
Because it's World Showcase in the UK Pavilion. Mary Poppins. I love meeting Mary for several reasons. Number one, I'm a huge Mary Poppins fan.
Practically perfect in every way.
And I also recommend her on my list because everyone's in character, but I don't know, for some reason, to me, she's probably the most, with her posture and the way that she Mary Poppins is, she's got her rules. She wants you to follow different things, no slouching. Close your mouth, Michael. We're not a codfish. And she kind of translates that over to interacting with guests. And she's very sweet. But at the same time, she's also, she's Mary Poppins. She's kind of got her act together. And one time I was lucky enough to meet Mary and Bert together.
Yes. Dapper Day, right?
And it was Dapper Day a few years ago. and that was absolutely incredible. Bert, spot on. Dude sounded just like Dick Van Dyke's unfortunate attempt at a Cockney
Yeah.
accent. And their interaction, their ribbing back and forth was just so good. She's a really good experience. And you may not, again, know where to find her. She's moved over the last probably 4 years. She used to be out front near where like Alice is now, but she's got her own place behind the Twinings tea section, back at the very back of the UK pavilion, also between like Twinings and they used to sell like the Doctor Who stuff in the other corner. I think they've moved that. But anyway, there's a little garden area back there, and that's where Mary Poppins is. So if you're looking for her, you just gotta search a little bit, but she's definitely worth meeting.
There's a rumor we actually may possibly get a Mary Poppins attraction at the UK Pavilion.
Oh my gosh.
Only rumor right now.
Well, I got a movie coming out. Very, very excited about it.
Mary Poppins Returns. Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
So, looks great.
So, that's mine.
I actually just saw Mary Poppins the other day in the Magic Kingdom.
How was she doing? You know, the wind was coming from the east the other day, so that makes sense. References.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very brief, and I think it was a special thing because she was being obviously tailed by a Disney cast member, and she was with one little girl, and the little girl was dressed up as Mary too.
Oh.
And like they had like a little private photo session. It was pretty special.
That's so sweet.
Oh, Mary.
I will say this, just in general, we all know how great Disney cast members are. I think I may have mentioned this in a previous podcast, but there was a special needs person in line the last time I met Mary Poppins, and just the way that I saw her interact and Bert interact those at the same time was one of the sweetest things I've ever seen. So whoever that cast member was, I'm sure you're listening. Thank you. At Dapper Day, like 2 years ago. Yeah, that's all. I just love meeting Mary Poppins. It's a must every time I go to Epcot.
Yeah, Mary is a solid option for a really, really nice character meet. So my next one, you can actually find in two places. You can find her in Epcot and Magic Kingdom. But I'm going to focus on Magic Kingdom because not only is this technically a character meet, but there is an entire attraction, like,
all right, I got you,
themed and revolved
I got you
around this one character, and that is Belle. Belle. So you can find her outside of the France Pavilion in Epcot, and she's wearing the blue dress that you see at the beginning of the movie. But over in the Magic Kingdom, actually right near Gaston, but at a distance, because she don't want none of that.
No. Nope. She doesn't need any of that in her life.
Nope.
Quite frankly, none of us do. But for the sake of Disney, it's fine.
But, so, Enchanted Tales with Belle, which I think is a very underrated attraction, in my opinion. One, I think it has one of the best special effects of any attraction in Walt Disney World, where you have the magic mirror open up into the door, and then you walk in. So very cool, being transported from the cottage to the castle via magic mirror on the wall. So, but you take part in retelling the story of how Belle fell in love with Beast the moment that happened. And this is really for kids. So if you have small children, especially girls who like the princesses, and especially that likes Belle, consider doing this in the Magic Kingdom. It is well worth your time. Chances are, it's not a guarantee, but depending on how many people are actually going into the attraction, your kid may be selected to take part in the story. The wardrobe will actually assign parts, so you are like obviously, a little boy is the Beast. He gets to be the Beast, and he gets to dance with Belle.
That's always so
Yes.
sweet.
It's a great photo moment. And then you have
Just different like plates,
the
forks,
plates.
and stuff like dancing around the room like a Be Our Guest. I was selected one time within the last 2 years. It was a mirror because there weren't enough kids, so I was like, I'll do it.
I always get the suit of armor like every time.
Oh yeah.
Because that is the role that they will always give to adult guys.
Mm-hmm.
But so you go in, and Belle comes in, and she has her yellow ball gown. So a different dress than the one over in Epcot, and you go through the whole story. You dance around the room when they do Be Our Guest. It's really fun. You tell the whole story, and then at the end, you get your picture. If you are selected to be part of the storytelling element of the attraction, you can have your picture taken with Belle. And I don't know if they still do this or not, but they used to.
Bookmark?
Yes, the bookmark, which was fun.
I think so.
So yeah, it is a great attraction. It is a great character meet, and probably my favorite princess. I don't know if I've ever told you that, but yeah, Belle for sure.
Belle's my favorite princess too.
So
yeah. All right. Well, this is awkward for a list of 10 because someone had to go and steal Gaston. It's all right. I had a couple honorable mentions in my mind.
All right, we'll throw one of those in there.
Back up. This one is a little bit more self-serving instead of just like overall great experience. And I don't. Hold on, I've got two.
Okay, what?
Well, hold.
Do them both.
No, this is like. Well, here's my thing. So mine's a little bit more self-serving. It's from one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. You know what? Scratch that. It's one of my favorite movies in general of all time. Okay.
Wonder what this could be.
Yeah.
I wonder if we have the same favorite Disney movie.
It just is overall a really good experience. Well, I'm not counting Disney-owned properties like Marvel and Star Wars, but even then, like, this would still win, honestly. My next one on my list is Rafiki at Animal Kingdom. I love Lion King.
We have the same favorite Disney movie then.
I think a lot of people do. It is
a masterpiece.
It really is. I don't know if anything can legitimately compete with it. So Rafiki is more than a jump, skip, and a hop away, or whatever. You got it.
It's a long trek.
Up. Yeah. A long trek. But basically, you just have to get on because trains.
Choo choo.
Track. So there's a train from Africa and Animal Kingdom that will take you out to where Rafiki is located, which is Rafiki's Planet Watch. And that's an area with a petting zoo for kids, a lot of conservatory information about Disney's conservation efforts around the world. And you can also find occasionally cast members will be holding like snakes and stuff. I think Doc McStuffins is out there. Chip and Dale have been out there. But my highlight is Rafiki. He's so cute, and he kind of, bops around like a baboon would. I don't think he's technically a baboon, but he says whatever. I'm showing my Lion King nerd side. He's just really fun, and he's really unique. We do have to also just announce this. Starting October 21st, Rafiki's Planet Watch is going to be temporarily closed for a little while. They're going to be doing some refurbishment out there, and we're expecting it to reopen in the spring. So between listening to this and October 20th is your next window to get out there and go see Rafiki. Otherwise, you have to wait just a little while.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were kind of sad about it. Well, when it originally broke, we were thinking that it was closing for good, but it looks like it was just a refurb, and it will be back in the spring. But I actually have a very memorable experience from Rafiki having my picture, because this was, we did our baby announcement with Rafiki.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
So like the little Lion King thing. Well, sort of ish. We just did it with Rafiki. He couldn't hold anything, because that's a rule with with characters, especially costume characters. They cannot hold any physical items. So we held the sonogram photo, but we were there with Rafiki.
Cute.
Yep.
Yeah, Rafiki's fun. He's really silly. Great one to meet. There's actually a lot of characters now that I think about it out at the Planet Watch, because you can also find some characters from Bambi outside, and you just never know. But like I said, during October through or late October through the spring time, you're not going to be able to get out there. So either get there now or go ahead and plan those spring trips and get Animal Kingdom on your list.
So you had a second one. I'll let you throw that in there. Who's your second one?
Oh, my second one is Timon. It's also Lion King, because I was surprised to see him our last trip there. I didn't realize that he was now like a character meet and greet. I think he's a pretty recent addition within the last few months. I think I read that they're phasing Tarzan out, or they may have completely already, and Timon is replacing. So honorable mention is Timon, since you know what? While Planet Watch is closed, go see Timon. So that's how mine balances out. Just Lion King.
Yep, can't go wrong with any of the Lion King characters. Man, I love that movie. I want to go watch it now, but
right.
We need to get to my last one first.
Oh yeah, okay. Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Wow, we don't sound like drums at all.
Okay, so my last pick for character meets at Walt Disney World, since we're actually coming up to this time of year soon, is going to be Santa Claus.
At Disney Springs?
No, in the parks.
Oh, for the Christmas party.
No, not just the Christmas party. What?
At Epcot? Is he at Epcot?
He is in every park except for Animal Kingdom. He's in Epcot, he's in Hollywood Studios, and he's in Magic Kingdom. If I were to choose which one I would prefer to do, the Hollywood Studio one's okay. Epcot, I feel like, is the least crowded one. So if you're looking for kind of a shorter wait, go over to the Epcot one. It's over at the American Adventure, starting usually in December, and when they roll out all of the Festival of the Holidays stuff for World Showcase, which we will definitely do an episode on here coming up.
Yes,
because
I'm so excited for Christmas at Disney.
I think that Festival of the Holidays in Epcot is one of the most underappreciated guest experience that you can do at Walt Disney World, in my opinion. But Santa Claus is one of those options, and he is at the American Adventure, right to the right of it if you were facing it directly, right next to the gift shop. So he and I think usually Mrs. Claus. Yes. Yeah. So that's a good location. And then he's also in Magic Kingdom. He's actually positioned between the Firehouse and Town Hall, that little grass patch that's
by the bathrooms.
Yes, by the bathrooms.
Okay.
So that is the place in Magic Kingdom to go see him. And usually the line is a little bit longer just because it's really out there in the open. So
yeah, I can without a doubt say I did not see that one coming.
I do my best. I was like,
I think that one surprised me the most.
That's why I saved him for last. I saved him for last. That's our list.
That's what we got.
Got lots of variety of different characters, different genres, different
locations between parks and restaurants,
parties.
Parks and parties.
So, well, who's your favorite character? We'd love to hear from you. So just leave a comment in the comment section of the post. We post our podcast link every week on Facebook. We would love to hear from you. So go find us on Facebook. We are the Imagineers Disney Podcast. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast. We are on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, whatever is most convenient for you. There are plenty of apps out there that you can use to download our program. And if you've enjoyed listening to today's episode, give us a rating. just takes just a few seconds, we'd appreciate that. Help expand our growth and reach. And we just love doing this every week, and we appreciate you guys and your listenership. And we look forward to seeing y'all next week for another exciting episode. And until then, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.